Hey you all, welcome to this video on a facial treatment incorporating microdermabrasion, extractions, LED, and a little enzyme peel for dry and sensitive skin. Subscribe for more detailed and educational beauty content, and give this video a thumbs up for more educational and satisfying facial videos. So I'm starting off with Dermalogica Pre-Cleanse, which is an oil cleanser. Notice when I rub my hands together to spread the product onto my hands, I am doing it away from the client's face because I never want to drip product onto their face, into their eyes, or anything like that. I start all of my treatments off with this so I can remove the top layer of debris, oil. You apply this with dry hands to dry skin, and I'm working it in. This video is currently playing at double the speed, so I am moving half as quickly as you see me moving. Then I add water. You're supposed to add water to this to emulsify it before removing it. So basically, this cleanser is hydrophilic and lipophilic. So when you add water, it does help to lift off and rinse clean. Now I'm creating little mitts with my 4x4 aesthetic wipes. I'm wrapping it around my first finger and my third finger, and then using my middle finger to hold the wipe in place. So the middle finger should be exposed in back of the mitt. So then I'm using that to wipe away all of the cleanser. I'm not using swirling motions because that will emulsify the cleanser further. I'm just wiping it away. Now I'm taking a quick break to do Christina's brows. Sometimes I'll do brows before cleansing and I'll just cleanse the area with like a pre-wax solution or a witch hazel, but Christina has a lot of surface flaking and stuff going on. She does have seborrheic keratosis on her eyebrows, so I wanted to give a good thorough cleanse with pre-cleanse first and kind of moisturize the area because pre-cleanse is moisturizing, and then go into wax and tweeze.
I can't keep my shit. You are so annoying. I guess it's just because I'm nervous because of my eye. Alright, well, is anything going wrong right now? No! Hold on, I just need a second. Oh yeah, that's good.
Now I'm going in with my second cleanse, which should always be a water-based cleanser. This is the Control Corrective Sensitive Skin Cleansing Milk. It is super soothing and hydrating. So for somebody who was just waxed, as well as somebody who is dry and sensitive, this is a great second cleanser to use, both at home and in the treatment. And I apply this dry and then add water to emulsify, kind of like with an oil cleanser. So I've sped this up a little bit more this time just to kind of get through it. I use pretty much the same movements for the first and second cleanse. Now I'm putting on gloves and performing the microdermabrasion. I put on gloves for this part. Well, I always do, but specifically for Christina, I don't need to wear gloves to protect myself from, because we like share germs anyway, but I don't want the oils from my fingers to interfere with the exfoliation process. So normally I would wear gloves when I wax eyebrows as well. I just didn't for Christina because, again, we share germs. So I'm using a fine grit diamond head. I want to be able to do 2 passes because she has a lot of flaky skin and really needs a good exfoliation, but if I go in with the medium coarseness first, it's probably going to be too harsh on her sensitive skin. So I'm being sure to be really thorough, do 1 pass all over the face, cross-hatching, and then go in again with a second pass. So the skin has kind of had an opportunity to calm down from the first pass, and I'm cross-hatching in the opposite directions for the second pass. I'm making sure to really target those extra flaky areas, being mindful to avoid causing more erythema or redness than is necessary, because again, her skin is quite sensitive. So because I'm using the fine grit and a slightly lower suction than I normally would, as you can see, I'm not having issues with like a ton of redness or anything like that. Now I'm going in with the micro wand. This also has a fine grit, and because it's smaller, it has way less suction, so it's not going to irritate the skin nearly as much as a larger wand. So I can really go in and target those flakies and work around the eye, nose, and lip area. Because Christina has dandruff in her eyebrows, basically, it's really important for me to get all of that off, because sometimes it does like get in her eyes and irritate her eyes. So that's part of the reason we're doing microdermabrasion to begin with. But as you can see, I'm having a really tough time removing those flakies next to her nose underneath her eyes. So I decided to go in with a pumpkin enzyme peel afterwards. This is super gentle. Again, she has sensitive skin, so I wouldn't go in with like an acid peel after a microdermabrasion or anything like that. Just a really gentle enzyme to lift off those dead flaky areas. And then while I let that sit for 5 minutes, I'm going to show you her microdermabrasion filter. This is basically her stratum corneum compressed into the top of this little white disc. It usually comes out better on my phone, so that's what I'm showing you now is a video and picture of it from my phone, and you can see all the little vellus hairs, blackheads, dead skin cells, and stuff that came off. Clients are usually super satisfied and excited to see that. Now I'm going ahead and rinsing off the peel. This peel it's recommended that you leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes, but for sensitive skin immediately post microdermabrasion, I only left it on for about 5. And as you can see, I'm being a little bit more intentional with my wiping motions. I really just want to get that product off so I can halt the activity of the peel. Then once I have the product off, if my client is still feeling any residual sensitivity in certain areas, I will dampen the wipes again with really cold water and do little compresses in the areas where they're still feeling sensitivity. So once they're feeling zero sensation, I will then move on to the next step of the facial. In this case, it is extractions. So I want to be thorough, especially because Christina is about to go into a surgery following this treatment and won't have the mobility afterwards to really care for her skin properly. So I really want to be thorough today and give her skin an extra boost and prolonged results. Although, to be honest, I am always this thorough whenever anybody comes in for a treatment, but just to kind of explain my motivation here. So I'm extracting and then I'm wiping everything down with Dermalogica's post-extraction solution. This is a mixture of like antibacterial and soothing ingredients. Now I'm doing red LED. This is the Colamer Pro device, and I did a freeze frame here because I had the pulse function on and it was really difficult on my own eyes. And then I thought, well, what if somebody watching this is like prone to seizures or has sensory issues? So I just didn't want to run any footage of like blinking lights and stuff. So this will help with inflammation, redness, it'll increase blood flow, and even the red light setting does have some blue light in the background, which will help to prevent breakouts as well. So even though Christina's skin is on the drier side, she can be prone to some breakouts, so doing the red light will help overall with all of her skin concerns. I massage my clients' hands while they have the Colamer on for between 20 and 30 minutes. Now I usually apply a mask after an LED treatment, and I am going to apply a peel-off mask. But before I do that, I'm going to give the areas that were flaking or peeling or extra dry some extra love with this More Spa Soothing Gel Mask. And I'm taking the Dermalogica Eye Contour Wands, I believe they're called, and I'm using that to really, really gently massage the area and press the gel mask in. They're also very cold to the touch, so that will help to constrict blood vessels, decrease redness, and overall just soothe and tone the skin as well. Now I'm going in with the Viktoria Deann Pepti-Repair Serum. So I usually like to layer a serum tailored to the client's skin concerns underneath their mask. So I'm applying that and then mixing up this Aloe Rubberizing mask to further calm the skin. And this is also going to help with controlling breakouts because it does have a little bit of clay in it as well. And heads up, I would not normally do this on a client without permission, but I decided to just have some fun with Christina and cover up her mouth with this mask as well. Actually though, these masks leave lips super soft and hydrated, so I think she'll thank me for it later. I'm removing that in as few pieces as possible and removing the excess with a cold, damp towel. At the end of the facial, I always use cold towels. It's no longer time for heat, especially with sensitive skin. Now I'm using the Viktoria Deann Pepti-Repair again as a first serum. Because it's got almost a watery texture, I feel that I can layer it underneath something with more of a jelly texture like the Dermalogica Ionactive serums. So I'm going in with the hyaluronic acid Ionactive serum after that. So I'm targeting both her sensitivity and dehydration and dryness with this. Now, even though Christina's skin is dry, she doesn't like a thick cream because her eyes are so sensitive, and a thick cream does tend to irritate her eyes. So I'm not applying an eye cream and I'm not applying skin smoothing cream, which is what I would normally choose for this kind of skin. I am instead applying the soothing hydrating lotion from Clear Start, which is a lot more lightweight and which I know Christina is going to be more comfortable with. So that is it for this treatment. Again, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and you want to see more videos like this one. Also, subscribe and stay tuned for Christina's post-op skincare journey. After this video, she did have a gender-affirming top surgery, technically known as a bilateral mastectomy, and we are going to be creating some content about treating and fading her scars when the skin is ready for that. So definitely subscribe and stay tuned for that if you're interested, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!